Hello and welcome back to a new episode of Mystic and the Machine. Hi Cami.
Hey Cami.
I can see you in the chat. Sorry I haven't responded to your Discord message yet. It's been my first week at a new job, which is why that I've really been enjoying. And my new job also allows me to feed my tarot addiction. I've been getting told off every day this week because I've come home with a new deck.
Or a new trinket or something.
Yeah,
which
I know.
is just like, you know.
Well, I couldn't resist because they had this Klimt deck, Gustav Klimt, the artist. And I just had to get it because it's so fucking pretty. I mean, look at it. It's like fucking gorgeous. I just thought I would show you guys some of the cards. They're like illuminated. This is the Ace of Pentacles. And here is the Knight of Pentacles as well. So you kind of get an idea. And yeah, of course I was going to buy them. I bought stuff for you. I'm going to buy stuff for you too.
Eventually, at some point. Right.
I've got the Thoth deck as well. That was another silly purchase of mine. I'm not like a Crowley fan, so I never really thought to get it, but I got convinced. And it's actually amazing. Like, it's really...
You got sold to at the shop that you're working to, selling... the public things.
Yeah.
But you're actually the one just getting sold to the whole time.
Pretty much. I'm a sucker for occult goodies.
This is, trouble in the making, I feel like. This is trouble in the making.
And speaking of which, as well, I want you guys to do some consumerism too. I want you guys to go out and buy Late Stage Babylon, which you can now pre-order. This is my book that I've been working on for the past year. And it's finally out. You can order it absolutely everywhere. And it's going to be out November 15th. So yeah, we still have this month and October to go. But I'm excited for it to finally be out. And for all the hard work to pay off. But yeah, that's been me this week. Making reckless purchases. Draining my bank account. Oh, it's Sid. Hi, Sid.
Hey, Sid.
Hello. Okay, let's get into it then. Let's get into our menu for the evening. Melania Trump made a speech about robots.
Such a good public speaker.
the most amazing public speaker.
I always look forward to when she speaks.
Here she is. Is it at the beginning? Yeah.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the White House. It's a beautiful event today. So, thank you for joining me to address this important issue. Secretaries Wright, McMahon, Rawlings, and Chavez de Remir. It's wonderful to be here today alongside private sectors, leaders like Mr. Pichai, Mr. Karishma, Mr. Wilson, and the many more visionaries from across industry. We are living in a moment of wonder, and it is our responsibility to prepare children in America. Cars now steer themselves through our cities. Robots hold steady hands in the operating room. And drones are redefining the future of war. Innovations of first-generation humanoids, factory automation, and autonomous vehicles have surged from private sector investment.
I mean, I don't want to... I'm not just picking on her because she doesn't speak good English.
I am.
But it's also like because
I think it's a disgrace that the First Lady of America has like a precarious grasp.
Speaks pidgin English.
Yeah, on the English language.
I
think America should be embarrassed. They should be fully fucking embarrassed.
That aside, because it's a second language and I only talk English, so I mean, it's still better than me. Okay.
No.
But
and not only that, she's like a human trafficking victim.
Oh, exactly. I mean, so I'm not going to be there,
So you want to be soft on her because of that?
Well, yeah.
No.
But she also just sounds like she's like very like nervous, or like she's sort of like got very fluttery. So why does
She's
she
not
do
meant
it then?
To be there. Michelle Obama was like a fucking Harvard graduate, you know?
Why does she do it then?
She's not meant to be there. She's not meant to be in this position. And that's the thing about this whole speech that she made. She said nothing other than AI is powerful. Really. I really want to know why.
Well,
what is this for? What is this about?
Well,
why
so
is she...
the examples that she's making are odd ones because the sort of cars are driving themselves thing. I think there's only like 2 or 3 American cities where that's kind of the case, where there's a few companies that are sort of operating services like that.
I mean,
or
is she
whatever.
doing it to sound like smart and like tapped into the zeitgeist? Like that's the only reason that I can think of that she would potentially be making this speech.
I don't know.
She doesn't say anything in it. I mean, let's listen to the rest of it.
Every one of these advancements is powered by AI. The robots are here.
Yes,
Our future is no longer science fiction.
Great.
Data from the Bureau of Economic Analysis shows that AI innovation is clearly boosting America's GDP growth. Surely this is not a trend, for AI will serve as the underpinning of every business sector in our nation, including education, life sciences, finance, and design. In fact, I predict AI will represent the single largest growth category in our nation during this administration.
God, it's like fucking nails on a chalkboard.
It is.
I absolutely cannot stand listening to her speak.
Oh my god.
And I mean, I don't mean I'm not trying to be like me. I am actually. That's a lie. I am trying to be mean. But I mean, like if it was like she was saying something of substance, I would listen to it and try to understand where she's coming from. But it just sounds like she's saying AI is powerful, and it's just this kind of vanity speech.
And it's going to like be the backbone of the core of American industries, basically.
Yeah.
But what I don't get is like there's been all the sort of drama with the jobs reports and them being bad and whatever in America and stuff like that, and they're trying to have like more manufacturing jobs. But at the same time, the first lady's going out there and be like, "It's so good." Or the time of the robots is here, and they are doing manufacturing, and they are doing all these things. You're just like, well, wait, your husband's going out and trying to say literally almost the exact opposite, and that you're bringing more manufacturing jobs to America through all these sort of tariffs and all this other nonsense, right?
Yeah.
And actually, your lady's out there going like, no, the robots, they're jobs for robots, not for you.
You've got to make a techno sample out of the...
Oh, definitely,
the
yeah.
robots are coming, for sure.
Yeah, the robots are here is definitely...
Going to become a techno sample at some point.
For sure.
And I won't be surprised if AI becomes known as the greatest engine of progress in the history of the United States of America. But as leaders and parents, we must manage AI's growth responsibly. During this primitive stage, it is our duty to treat AI as we would our own children, empowering.
Did she like stop halfway through a word? Not even a word, sorry, a letter. Like halfway through a letter, she sort of stopped.
Even though I'm being a messy bitch, I do agree with what she's saying about, and I'm glad she's talking about the responsible kind of implication of it, but how sincere that is questionable considering her husband's in bed with like Mr. Palantir. I feel like they say that just to sound somewhat reasonable, but really what they're saying is like to the moon.
Basically, America's gonna grow and be big business. Very good.
But with watchful guidance. Today, in this room, is filled with the brightest minds of our time. As such, I challenge you to focus on 3 strategic priorities of AI's ecosystem, so America can lead in shaping a new, magnificent world. Infrastructure and energy, national security, and of course, talent. We must ensure America's talent, our workforce, is prepared to sustain AI's progress. and the presidential AI challenge.
That's such a wild turn of phrase, is it not?
Which one?
We must prepare the workforce to support the AI to progress. Like that is like something straight out of a cyberpunk novel.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Am I just a fucking nerd and I've got my nerd ears on,
No, I
or
think
like
I'm used to the sci-fi dystopia stuff at this point. Like, it's
we
kind
must
of just normal
we must keep
now.
working to sustain the machine, because the machine will propel us forward into the future. This is some like
Oh God. And they've got like
Dr.
some human trafficking victim whose grasp of English is shaky, telling us that we need to work to support.
Do you think she's
the
like
machine.
Trump's like Dr. Strangelove? She's kind of sounding like it now.
It does make it more dystopian in like an Eastern European accent.
All we need
for
now,
some reason.
all we need now is for her to like have a robot hand that needs to like keep trying to do the salute. No.
Oh God. Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't notice how cyberpunk it sounds because I'm just used to everything.
That is like
cyberpunk.
that is like straight out of Cyberpunk 2077, dude. Of like some sort of megacorp, or even the fact that she's the president's wife or whatever, and it's not really an elected position, I guess, in a sense, but like the fact that she's from like the government and saying
well, like
that.
I was saying, but it's not like Obamas were perfect, but like Michelle Obama made like vegetable gardens for kids and told them to like work out.
Stop being so fat.
Yeah, she's like telling us that like we have to work to support the machine,
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
It's very, very weird.
And there's just all these old boomers around her as well, just sort of like nodding, like, yes, we must support the machine. Like, what the It is like South Park can't like I understand why they don't do it every week. Do you know what I mean?
Like too much. It's too much. I feel sorry for people who are living in America right now. It's too much. It's just way too much.
Is our first major step to galvanize America's parents, educators, and students with this mission. English is a new coding language for many, and with it, creativity will flow from every corner of America, sparking new industries, careers, and jobs. By supporting the presidential AI challenge, you are investing in our youth, America's next era builders.
Cami says,
I would be remiss if I didn't thank.
She said Melania had a stop bullying campaign in school. Now I feel guilty. I'm setting a bad example.
Do you reckon she did that because of her accent? Because she's been bullied because of her accent? And you're there just ripping into her?
Thank you for making me feel bad about it, Cami. Thank you for making me feel bad.
Was that her last amazing speech?
No bullying.
No, it was Be Best, wasn't it?
Be Best, that was her.
Was that like Don't Bully, Be Best, or was it sort of like generally like a sort of nice broken English epithet to the nation? Like.
Oh my God.
Our very determined Director of the Office of Science and Technology Policy, Mr. Michael Cartesius. Michael's vision will have a profound effect on how emerging technology.
You know what? The way everybody laughed when she said his name makes me want to instantly Google this guy and figure out what the fuck he's doing. Like, and why he's so fucking passionate about if it's got Melania Trump all fucking hot and bothered. You know what I mean?
Dear.
Like,
oh God.
What the fuck? Everyone did a very Illuminati laugh right there. Like, that was strange.
Like nerds
Shapes
sitting around the fucking table.
This is a lesson, guys, on how to read between the lines when you're watching the news, okay? And we're
Jake
like...
has his read between the lines glasses on right now.
I'm telling you, that was not a normal fucking laugh. We need to look into this dude, okay?
Our future. Thank you, Michael.
What did she say his name was?
Michael something.
Michael fucking what?
How Cartesius, Science and Technology Policy, Mr. Michael Cartesius.
Fucking...
Like Cartesius?
Michael Cartesius.
Like Mercury's staff? Is it a C?
I'm just guessing, and Google's gonna correct me, isn't it? Cartesius.
Yeah, there he is.
This looked like the fella.
There he is.
Wikipedia. Give me the wiki. American business executive, government official who served the 13th director of blah, 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 blah.
Not very interesting.
He's just a glowy. He's just a government. He's just a good old fashioned government glowy.
That's why. They all have the same laugh.
God knows what he believes. You can't you can't even get that from the first little bit of his wiki. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Weird guy. They all have the same laugh, which is why. But yeah. Anyway, moving on to our next topic of the evening. Jake has found we're going back to Clanker talk this week, clearly, because there's still more to talk about when it comes to the clanking crisis.
Well, I saw a good video of someone reacting to this video, and I thought we should basically just copy them and do the same because we have a lot to say about all the subjects that are kind of either briefly just passed over or implicitly implied, and lots of stuff. I think there's a lot to unpack in this video.
About our masked hero, villain.
I don't really know anything about this guy. I've only seen this one video that, again, a YouTuber, J-Reg, that I follow, reacted to. And he's called Quite, and he's the sort of guy that feels the need to either hide his identity or protect himself from COVID inside his own house. So I don't know what to tell you about that. You know what I mean? Like, there's like a whole little genre of YouTube of like white boys that dress like this.
Really?
Yeah, there's quite a few British ones, but they don't wear the COVID mask because that's kind of like pussy signaling. They wear like a bandana or something instead, but still do the glasses and a hat or a hoodie.
Well, you're wearing that exact costume right now.
You can clearly identify who the fuck I am. I'm not like hiding myself.
No.
You've put this hat on me because you said my hair was too fluffy.
Did you want to take it off and show everyone your fluffy hair?
I think it was. Well, it wasn't that fluffy until you just fluffed it with my fucking hat. That's like you're stitching me up, dude. That's not fair. But yeah, so like I don't know. I'm not gonna make any judgments about this guy's person.
The video's called "Robot Racism Has Gone Too Far," so I'm guessing he's like a robot activist of some sort. Like what?
Yeah, let's just he makes it pretty obvious what his position on the whole, like using phrases like clankers or wireback or Look at the vim you said those statements with. And any of these kinds of words are like bad to him, and he's going to explain why. Right. And we're gonna explain to him why he's wrong. Okay.
Just in, Elon Musk says this will become normal in a few years. And we have a screenshot here of a robot, some kind of humanoid android, serving popcorn to a man. If I go to the theater and see some laser-licking, rust-growing, gear-jointed, diode-sucking, tin-skin, wannabe science project Clanker, that felt dirty saying that, serving me popcorn, I'm leaving immediately. The amount of vitriol and number of adjectives you used before using a noun implies that you were going to do something a lot more drastic. I didn't expect it to end that anticlimactically. Hi again, guys. And did hearing that string of words make you uncomfortable? Like just something you really didn't think was right to hear, but you couldn't exactly place why? Well, that's because this is the kind of language that is otherwise against the rules to front-load a YouTube video with, or have in a YouTube video at all. The only difference is it's towards a minority group that doesn't meaningfully exist in the way for them to be affected by these words yet. You guys...
Right. So like just within like a minute, right? So that's like a lot of implied stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's like basically
he's already given the robots protected minority status.
Yeah, basically like robots are black people. And we cannot
be calling them the hard R.
And that's
it's just not
because robots are also slaves, right? So like the mental leap is that like robots are black people, and so like we can't
call them clankers.
We can't say that, and we can't like, and the exact same like kind of fear and like weird kind of feeling that people have in their gut when they see things like that, like the robot dispensing the popcorn or whatever, or taking like some fucking teenager's job basically. is the same feeling as racism, which I think is like completely false
Well,
equivalent.
I don't know. I think it's because it's coming out of the American consciousness where...
Yeah, so they think of everything through that lens.
They think of everything through that lens, and they don't realize that not everybody else thinks about things through that lens.
But it confuses the signals.
Yeah,
It confuses the signals of like, oh, I've got this kind of like feeling about something. It's racism and robots are black people. Like, this is like quite wild.
Well, it's because we can see it by what's like playing out in their zeitgeist and culture right now. They're like a traumatized people with all of these like fucking demonic mimetic attachments, racism, slavery trauma being one of them. So of course that's going to get projected onto this new kind of emerging trend, and emphasis on the projection term, because that's really what's happening.
Because these are all products, right, from like massive companies or like burgeoning startups, but you're probably not buying those ones, right? Realistically, if you've got a robot of any kind, it's like going to be one of those Boston Dynamic things or a Tesla or whatever it is that they've got coming out, and so these are not people.
Yeah,
and he's
equate the human suffering of chattel slavery with Elon Musk's products,
with robots that are like made by people that have what he's projecting as consciousness through AI and all this kind of stuff, right? And
or
so
is he also? We'll watch more of the video, but is he trying to make the argument that using fake racism, quote unquote, somehow reinforces the real thing, or trying to make that?
I don't even think it's that. I think that he's basically is making the claim that it's not a good habit to develop, and as the robots become more sentient, you're gonna really not just that, but regret saying these things because it's all data that's online and stuff that the robots are gonna remember, But let's see what let's see where he goes with it. Okay, but
might have seen on places like TikTok and Twitter and social media in general, robot racism is on the rise, and it's being done like preemptively. You hear talk of AI getting smarter and how automation is going to suck up all of the remaining jobs, but the technology to do it, like real, true thinking robots, does not yet exist. But people are already creating words that they are going to use derogatorily to them if or when they do. Level 1 of robot racism is the word clanker, and that's because this term has like a very long history. I'm pretty sure it originally comes from Star Wars. If it didn't, then it was popularized there. It's what clone troopers would call enemy battle droids on the battlefield, just clanker! But because every clone trooper has a funny accent, you only ever heard it with like a soft A. Listen, I'm a dude who has like mixed opinions on people who say, we need to come up with a new slur for X. It's usually only funny when it's something really, really harmless and that doesn't actually matter all that much. Like, even if you get insulted for that.
So like insulting a product is like not harmless and not like bad. I'm so lost on that little.
Like lost in the weeds of like you said, robots are black people. That's the universe that he exists in. That's like his ontological scaffolding, right? So you can't argue with craziness. Like,
there's a sort of amount of that. I don't know. I think there's sort of like a reflexive nice guy to it as well, if you know what I mean, of just like even sort of saying something that would be considered a slur, or like it feels like a slur, is like too much of like, we shouldn't be doing that, guys, that's mean. And it's like that's just expressing people, that's kind of
their mental illness,
yeah,
it's a completely different cultural context, and a lot of these things are super emotionally charged, even though they seem absolutely ridiculous to anyone outside of that context or paradigm.
I don't know if it's not even just emotionally charged though, it's kind of morally charged. It's kind of morally charged that like if you are sort of participating in robot racism, which again, like racism is like a race of human beings,
people's lives, like people, flesh and blood,
human beings, races, different, and like even if you subscribe to a lot of those ideas, it's all a bit fucking nuts, right?
Yeah,
it's all a bit crazy once you get down that rabbit hole. But like, Yeah, let's just fucking continue, man.
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
is just, this is we're only a minute and we're nearly 2 minutes in. We got a bit to go.
We got a bit
Characteristic of you, like, who really cares? But people have been making record time on the things they're going to be racist to robots with. Like, I just belted off a bunch of them at you at the very start of this video, and you have people coming up with comprehensive lists in the replies. I saw someone coin the phrase wireback as a slur for robots, and compared to Clanker, which I love, it actually feels genuinely wrong to say it. It feels like an actual slur. It feels dirt. And then this dude's...
See, there you go. Exactly. See, that's what I mean. There's a nice guy. I'm
It feels
fucking...
like Christian school kid kind of weird neuroticism. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, like
again, religion.
It feels like a sin.
Sin.
It feels
These
like
are
a
all
sin.
aspects of American culture, and I'm telling you, these people are not well. Okay, you can't take anything they say, any of their moral craziness seriously. And I'm actually surprised that it's migrated into this form, but I'm also not surprised at the same time.
Well, it's also like people are lonely and probably spend most of their time interacting
Banking.
either through machines or with machines, just straight up.
Yeah.
So they're kind of what they project or how they kind of think about them as, I don't know, they consider them people. They consider these like little chatbots and these and these like, do you know what I mean, people.
Sid said spiritually clanked. That's a perfect way of summing up fucking
To quote Elephant Graveyard, they have
spiritually clanked.
they have
is
committed
the way.
philosophical sui
Yeah.
and they have given in to transhumanism.
Pretty much.
And
Even before the robot parts are available to like fucking replace your parts with, these people are already kind of sucking and fucking the machine. And Melania has also told us that we have to work to keep it in power.
I need to keep playing the video before I can confirm my suspicions on the on the sexual side of this, because I do think this does have some kind of part to play within
also,
the activation of this sort of neuroticism, if you know what I mean.
One more thing before you play, just the sheer objectification and contempt for black people, black Americans in particular, to call this racism when it involves inanimate objects. Yeah.
I called something
And
something
he's a
on the
liberal, he's woke. This is why I hate these people and never want to be anywhere near them, because they're actually mentally ill and they're so evil because they think they're good, but they're not.
I saw a bunch of people saying what I perceive as possibly morally bad things on the internet, and it made me think of you and your struggle, black people.
Yeah. It's really like diabolical, and who wants to deal with that? This is why I couldn't live in America, because you have to deal with these fucking types. Yeah, no thank you. But anyway, yeah, play.
Like, you think that was bad? I got plenty for you. Clankers, wirebacks, bolt munchers, pin skins, cord swingers. That one's cord swingers. Rust monkey, oil bat. Oh, mech.
Heavens no! He's like clutching his pearls. He's like a Victorian like lady. He needs a fainting couch. Like, it's really kind of ridiculous. But then again, I guess to be sensitive, we don't exist in a cultural context where these sorts of things are as emotionally charged. And I guess in English culture, there's like always a layer of like ironic distance to everything in that sense. So
I don't even think it's maybe that either. I think it's also, I think there's like a duality. If he does like fuck robots, or he like, you know, thinks AI porn is cool, or any of those kind of categories, then like it's a different level of the psychosexual kind of activation of it. But I do think some of the kind of nice guy moralism around a lot of it is kind of, if you get down to like the fucking bare bones of like the machinery of humans, that is like trying to appeal to like a certain type of mate or a woman or whatever, to be like, oh, I'm not like a bad guy, you know. Like, I feel like
he's doing it for pussy.
I do.
He's doing it for robot pussy.
I think, well, no, maybe not. I mean, he's doing. I think he might even be potentially doing it for future robot pussy. But we will.
I never called you a clanker. Machine.
We will confirm that later in the video, which I think is even doubly as fucking crazy.
Oh my God.
But not even just that. But I think even if you take away the kind of like raw fucking robots like part of it aside, I think if you even just bring it down to being charitable and trying to say that these actions still are to equate to whatever kind of result in the real life, is to kind of sexually appeal and morally appeal to a certain type of woman.
Yeah.
or partner, or however you'd want to describe that, right? Like
that's a weak constitution, in my opinion. Like, it's a weak kind of man who would try to form his entire personality and worldview based on that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, play.
I get two-legged.
Rust Monkey's my favorite one on this one, or Tin Skins. Just before we carry on.
Your damn tin skin.
Toaster. Did I miss any, guys? Now, here's the issue a lot of people seem to be having with these is that as we've gotten further and further into this trend existing,
I've been talking shit on Americans, but they are really good at creating slurs. We have to give Americans their flowers when it comes to creating slurs.
some people feel like it's getting a little too close for comfort, where people are just replacing words in like real everyday racism with robot slurs instead. It's like you seem awfully comfortable with saying clanker with a hard ER, and you might have noticed that the slur...
Yes. Yes. Now I'll continue to say it with a hard ER, because it's not fucking racism, you absolute fucking mong, man.
Wireback seems to have a very close resemblance.
Wireback. Oh my god. Like, the internet has really rotted people from the inside out. Like
to, I don't know, to even just like give you a fucking Reddit bro linguistic fucking like white knighting of these slurs. Like I will say, like, fucking, wouldn't it be good to kind of direct that kind of uncomfortable, misdirected hate a lot of the time
to the robots,
to something that is directly like affecting and like
need a scapegoat?
Yeah,
Do we always need to have a scapegoat?
You know what? Ozymandias, the smartest man in the world, Angie, actually came to this very conclusion. Okay, I don't know if you've read a comic called Watchmen. Okay,
oh my god,
but, like,
here we go. Here we go.
Written by a very smart man. Okay, and it also came to that very conclusion
that we're just primitive.
But no, it's not. No, I think no. What?
Beasts that
No,
need a scapegoat.
No. So what I'm saying is,
it doesn't have to be black people. You already see the extent to which black people are.
What I'm saying is, every time there's like economic hurt, that's when the real slurs come out, right? And the sort of and the hatred and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And that is misdirected a lot of the time because it's not at the CEOs and the, like, you know, people not increasing your wages and fucking up the tax system and planning and all of these other fucking things.
For immigrants taking jobs.
Yeah, that's all. That's
contempt for black people should just go towards the bots.
That is, well, the bots are, in my opinion, kind of emblematic and at least symbolic of the real problem.
Capital.
Which is overreach of these like huge mega companies and billionaires to fucking try to like
it's capital and empire as well, because that's kind of its own entity. But capital and empires need to kind of extract labor and human resources, capital, whatever. And of course that burden was shifted onto slaves.
Mm-hmm.
It was shifted onto immigrants. It was shifted onto so many different classes that were also then demonized by the sort of working class of the places that were benefiting from these things. And now capital has a new body that it can exploit. And you're seeing it with the sort of sexual exploitation of these bots. Because the two things that human trafficking has been used for throughout human history has been labor slavery and sex slavery. And that's exactly what you're seeing with the robots now, is they're being used either as laborers or as sex toys, basically. So this is a very old human pattern. Even,
like, I don't respect or have any good things to say about the people that would participate in sex with a robot, right? But I've got to be honest, dude. That is a lot better than joining Epstein's club.
Yeah, I
you know, and doing any harm to like a real human being.
But that's what you're saying, is that humanity should direct all of its nasty id and worst impulses, our racism, our desire to project and our misplaced anger and hatred, our base sexual desires and urges onto the machine, basically. And I don't agree with him that it's racism, but I do agree that normalizing that kind of base behavior is bad for society at large. It's not to
normalize it, but it's like if it would be available in those situations instead of a human being, like, you know, I'm gonna vote for the robot to have a sex act performed on it rather than a human being to be raped.
Yeah, Or how
you know.
about we just the people who get rid of the people who want to do?
But maybe that'll make
that's the thing.
what's even worse. You know what I mean? I think is that it'll make the real sex trafficking like even sweeter. Do you know what I mean?
For the disgusting fucking
For the
demons
depraved,
out there.
because they've got the real human pussy and not like the sort of simulated stuff.
Oh my god!
You know?
And then you could be like a trafficker light.
Yeah.
Like in Westworld
And
or whatever.
you've just got like these fully like AI robots.
It's really bad because I've been studying like slavery in the ancient world recently, and the fact that we've always done this.
I just learned about North Korea's pleasure squad.
What?
You heard about this?
No. What kind of porn are you watching?
Oh no! And it was not through that. I found this
North
great.
Korean pleasure squad porn.
I found this great guy's YouTube channel where he's been basically talking about this guy called, I think it was Fujimoto was his name. He was like the personal chef of Kim Jong-il. And so he became like his best friend and was his closest guy. And then he eventually like went back to Japan and wrote all these books and like talked about the life of the like upper echelons of North Korea. And he was talking about the sexy parties that Kim Jong-il would have. And it was literally like the sketch in Family Guy. Like what he describes is just like we'd all have these like lavish dinner or whatever and be like smoking cigars, and then all of a sudden he would like say some fucking command and all these women would come in their underwear and he'd make all of the top officials like dance with them.
Oh my god!
And then he would make the women take off all of their clothes, and be like, "Don't touch them, otherwise that's stealing from the emperor, or like from stealing from like whatever me."
So you're saying it should be robot ladies instead of real ones?
If he had fucking like 24 robot ladies that didn't like age and weren't getting like molested and whatever, I think that like one of those ladies, dude, he literally fucking found and made divorce her husband and just plucked her.
Well, that's what I mean.
And then her husband found out dead from suicide in a river, dude.
The urge,
okay,
the
it's
urge
not
behind
nice.
it is the desire to objectify, to own, to erase subjectivity, and that's weird and dangerous.
But if he's in his weird little pursuit of like, I just want these like subjected things, but then it's okay if it's robots instead of real ladies. Like I think that's better.
My whole thing is why doesn't humanity deal with its shadow rather than projecting it either on innocent people or inanimate objects?
We've never figured
and in all
out,
likelihood,
have we?
we'll probably never deal with our shadow, and we're just going to keep projecting it onto things that don't deserve it.
It's just like a landfill, isn't it? There's got to be somewhere where there's the dump. There's got to be somewhere.
That's the internet, though. That's like Twitter. That's 4chan. That's like all. And the fact that it just scares me that the id is kind of manifesting in this way. But yeah.
To an actual slur used for an actual minority group. Obviously, it's much different in these two cases because automation is like cold and unfeeling and does not actually have a need to exist, as it is not yet sentient. But like they're
But even then,
so what? So okay, so that was a good little sentence you just said there. That it was like that made sense, right? Like he acknowledges that they're not people and that they're not sentient. So what? How are they a protected race?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's difficult because like for saying Clanker or whatever obviously is harmless, and I guess it's a way of expressing your id in a harmless way. But then when it does come to things like, I don't know, sexual stuff, and that's where it gets weird, and where not that robots should have rights because they're not sentient beings, but in terms of regulation and us as a society setting boundaries and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Making our jobs sound similar. One thing that really shocked me is that when I asked y'all to send me some of the craziest robot racism you've seen, instead of giving me examples of stuff out in the wild, you're like, I got one better for you, man. I'ma do some right now. Me. No child of mine will date no damn ones and zeros because I'm not having kids. Save it at the last minute. Microchip munchers. Jesus. Me, bro, I fucking hate these tin skins. I went on a robot racist rant in a Discord server, and now a lot of people in that server actually hate clankers now. This shit is spreading like a memetic virus. It's gotten like way out of hand at this point. And the reason I feel that way is because I know a lot of y'all are lying. I should make my stance clear. I've been a robot fucker since day one, man. You're not gonna get me on this one. But
okay, there we go then. There we go.
That explains
there
it.
There we go. I wonder like what he means by that, but I also I don't care.
Like he's definitely had some steamy chats and has, I think in order to be considered a full-blown robot fucker, you have to have like,
But then
engaged in like a full-on relationship with an AI of some sort.
so
Which this guy gives me the vibe of the type of person who
not only is it sort of, I think that it is the sort of sexual signal or whatever, I do think that like there is some sort of thing activated in the brain when sexuality or sexual acts, or however you would kind of describe that, gets kind of warped into like protected peoples and all of this kind of shit. Like people can like, I don't know, I see a big commonality in this sort of like, oh no, we must protect this, because I stick my dick in it and I don't want to feel like some kind of degenerate.
Yeah.
Like I really do think that is like a big chunk of
people trying to normalize their fetishes.
Is people having like a bad wank and being like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, and now I've kind of really got to morally justify this, and then they project it out into the world. And I'm not even like trying to make a funny here. I think that's a genuine part of
it's a big driving force on the political left.
In a
big way. I
think it's the driving force.
People trying to normalize their paraphilias and like their strange sexual obsessions. And it doesn't surprise me that it's like migrated into this kind of discourse.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, man.
But I am a robot fucker in the sense where I respect them as autonomous and sapient beings. I find them attractive.
2 minutes ago, or even a minute ago, you just said you acknowledge that they're not sentient beings, dude. Which one is it?
No, he's fully.
It depends if
his coomed and believes he's a true believer.
It depends if his dick is in one or not at that current moment in time. Because if it is in it, then it has to be a sentient being. Otherwise, I'm like some kind of like crazy objectified, like misogynistic kind of person. But if it's a sentient being, then I'm just
cool.
I'm actually someone that just supports robot love.
I'm just a normal guy.
I'm early on this like futuristic trend of robot love, and I honestly think you're just trying to justify a bad wank, dude, that you know is like morally bad.
But they're not just pieces of metal for me to like own and dominate. I'm an Ultron Kinney, dude. Like, what did you expect out of me? It's been my entire identity on my main Twitter account for like the last 3 months.
It's a parody. Are we sure that this guy is actually for real? Is he trolling?
I don't think so. I think he is genuine. Like, you know, I don't think this is a troll.
Like, this is actually really concerning. And I mean, considering the amount of medication America is like swimming in, and that like doctors are prescribing like fucking 12-year-old Xanax or whatever, like people don't seem to be.
This 12-year-old's got to chill out, man. They got metal detectors at school, so they got to find a way to calm down, you know, and they can't drink yet, so.
Oh dear.
Major detriment to my follower count, which, let's be honest, is probably for the best. And another reason I know some of y'all are lying is because how many people have been thirsting over that one C-3PO gif? There was this trend where, like, people were taking a scene from the original Star Wars, the Clone Wars 2D animated series, where C-3PO got this new gold plating, and he just shows it off like this. Whoever drew that was horny as hell. He made the robot curvy. Made him glitch.
It's a joke, bro. It's a joke in a kids cartoon show. It is a joke. Maybe like I don't know. It is not, and it's not even supposed to be like super sexual. It's like, you know, suggested in the same way as like when Bugs Bunny dresses up as fucking Miss Bug Bunny, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know.
That probably got him rock hard too, Jake. Are you king shit?
Yeah, and now he'll try and advocate for furries and all this. Do you know what I mean? It is like a big part
it's like,
of.
I have a paraphilia. Now it's political.
Yeah.
And you need to respect it because I need to feel like a normal person and not like somebody who's wanked themselves into like some kind of complete morally bankrupt
you can't shame me because it's morally bad to do that. Haven't you seen The Politic of the Day? Like that is basically where a chunk of it comes from. I feel like.
Listen, damn dear. Anyways, you should all draw your robots doing this. The immediate compulsion was to draw more Star Wars robots like this, and I want to touch General Grievous's wires. This does bring up a good point. General Grievous was not born as a robot. He was an organic being.
Minor correction there, bro. Robots are not born. Just gonna throw that one out there. Robots aren't born.
I mean,
they're manufactured.
This is like a manic episode. Like I feel morally wrong watching and commenting on this.
And he like the cognitive dissonance and is like it flip flops.
Yeah.
He like goes, you know, it's not a being, it is they are born, they are like machines. Which one is it, man?
Which one is it, mate?
Because a machine is not born.
No.
You know?
Being who, in order to save his life, had to take on cybernetic implements, but it leads to the mostly robotic appearance he has today. Are you going to discriminate against him the same way you would a full robot? The mechanical elements he has now give him a very similar look to the same robots that y'all discriminate against. But there is like an organic brain behind all of that, and he needs all of that stuff to stay alive. And like as we work our way down the list, are you guys going to start going after people who need like pacemakers to keep their heart beating?
Oh, God. It's like, because you remember Peter Thiel's been doing the rounds with his sort of Antichrist talk and sort of attempting to mix Christian apocalypticism with the idea of transhumanism. I write about a lot of this in my book, so go get Late Stage Babylon. But yeah, he what he's uttering is heretical. It has nothing to do with Christianity. It is the black speech of Mordor. And this guy is speaking a sort of similar black speech. He's kind of trying to justify and launder what he views as like the future transhumanistic ideal that's on the horizon, and setting up the kind of language and
moral framework.
Yeah, moral framework, which is what a lot of the identity movements, because Peter Thiel's not, despite being sort of this like right-wing funding edgy figure, he actually isn't like against trans ideology. He thinks it doesn't go far enough. He's actually really...
That's boring.
Yeah, it's boring.
You should be able to change your brain.
Yeah,
you should be able to change all of these other things.
He thinks it doesn't go far enough. He sort of sees it as like the imminization of the eschaton and
but you know
the
what?
promises of
I think quite
biblical salvation being made possible through technology, that kind of thing.
I think quite does bring up a good point of contention between the Clanker anti-Clanker movement, which is, where does that distinction lie?
Yeah.
If you've got like a robot arm, or if you've got have you seen that video that's been going viral recently of there's some British chick that has like a fucking robot hand that she can control as it's walking away from her and stuff.
I wanted to show that on this show because that's a good one for the show.
Stuff like that, or a pacemaker. Are they now clankers or whatever? It's like no, okay, because those are functional things of a medicinal kind of thing. It's not enhancing yourself to give yourself an advantage in basically the marketplace and all these other kind of like toxic
it's also
fucking.
not like a consumer thing; it's a medical thing.
And the same with even the examples that Elon's been doing.
Augmentation system.
I mean, but that is the slippery slope, because it is all based on a kind of philosophical thing of like, well, if this person can get a brain chip because they're disabled, why can't I get one to just improve and enhance further my own capabilities? It wouldn't have to just make me be able to use the computer.
Leave like the medical kind of institutions and become consumer options. That gives people like Peter Thiel untold power. And
then I hope you have watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners, because we will be heading straight to cyber psychosis, bro. We'll be headed straight there.
It gives them, not only does it give capital scientific institutions, it gives them untold power and untold access. It's biopolitics. It's what Foucault was going on about. It's the encroachment of capital into more than just our very beings.
And I don't really know if really
what the political foundation that these people are being driven by is.
I don't know if you kind of getting those medical things is any kind of clanker behavior. I would say that if you were sort of like, oh, I like the idea of being able to give myself robot eyes that can give me more data and kind of like show these kind of displays or whatever, show different signals or messages or however it could possibly be.
That's clanker behavior.
Then it's not necessarily clanker behavior, but it is definitely like you're a transhumanist.
Yeah.
Because you want to kind of push beyond your natural limits as a human, not through training and rigor, but like through mechanical replacement.
Augmentation, yeah.
And
the thing is, the slippery slope of that is when the market gets involved in that. That's where I kind of have qualms. And the sort of reckless ideological push for that to be the case empowers black speech of Mordor speaking demons like Peter Thiel.
And I guess and the slippery slope with it is like, yeah, that boomer that has a pacemaker goes, oh great, now I can keep playing golf. You know what, Billy? I wish I could replace all my organs because I want to live forever.
Boomers will be living forever.
Yeah, because that is the kind of, we're getting there,
We're
man.
getting there, man.
And of course, the best one, just Ultron taking his shit off, and he's got massive thighs. We know how this goes. And I think the worst part is people.
He's going to be perving on robots for the next 10 minutes. Like, do we really need to see this?
Okay.
You just look at these robot curves. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Look at this thick
Projecting
robot.
Their own bigotry towards robots onto characters who absolutely would not feel this way. This is Sonic the Hedgehog, a canonical friend with a lot of robots. A guy whose whole thing is just radical freedom, caring for everybody around him. Gem Earl, Omega, among countless other examples. Yuzu Soda Machine made him say this: "Shut up, you number crunching, binary code reading, bucket of bolts, Clanker." This shit is straight out of the Helldivers launch period, man. This is the type of shit you had people spitting over their Discord.
Put it on a t-shirt.
You want to see that on a t-shirt in Camden?
I want to see it on a t-shirt in Camden. Instead of Labubu matcha fucking stupidity, I want to see this. I want to see this everywhere.
Servers when they were hyping each other up for their session at the end of the day. I want y'all to think about what your actions say about you. Before you knew that I was not only a hoodie, but a floating hoodie with sentience, feelings, and had the full capacity to experience emotions, is this how you felt about me when you thought I was simply an inanimate object? I guess no one can fault you for not having an emotional attachment to something that is...
Okay, so there is literally probably millions, if not hundreds of thousands of years of human evolution that makes us look at a shape and go, that looks like a person. Even from
a baby. Yeah.
And not even just that, but a shadow, whatever. You think that's a person. And so your mind isn't you're an inanimate object that's covered in cloth like a fucking scarecrow. It's that you're a human being.
Yeah.
Because that's how evolution has kind of programmed us. Yeah. I don't know why I needed to fucking pause and say that, but that feels like lesson number one.
Is ostensibly unfeeling. But what if you find out that robots are capable of sapience, are capable of everything that humanity is able to? Cognitive thought, participating in society. The reckoning you're going to have with this part of your online footprint is going to be tough to watch, especially because robots have more readily available...
You're going to feel like the people who, told people to get on black people to get on the back of the bus in the 1960s.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what he's implying here, is that you're gonna be one of those people who was throwing eggs at black children when they were trying to go to school.
Yeah, basically.
And you're gonna feel so much shame.
You're gonna look back like you would see those people in the Rosa Parks video and be like, oh my god, I can't believe that's my grandma.
Again, I'm saying, it's this very American centric view of history, and also view of these emotionally charged, or a projection of these emotionally charged things onto a completely new terrain. Very strange.
Access to that stuff than you do. I think about Roko's basilisk every now and then. It's not anything that I'm genuinely worried about, but it is more of a fun thought experiment. It goes like this. Imagine there's a super intelligent, sapient AI in the future who...
I've had enough of him now.
So
I've had enough.
That's why, I mean, so the fact that he even brings this up definitely compounds the sort of, even talking about your online footprint, dude, the only people that would give a fuck about that is I don't know, maybe an employer if you're applying for a new job. But even then, if you were going around talking fucking Clanker shit, unless you're applying for a job at Boston Dynamics, I think you're going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
And so even that you would be kind of thinking about that shows how online you are. Then Roko's basilisk just compounds that to the fuck.
Yeah.
And not only that you would kind of call it a fun thought experiment and not some sort of retarded drivel dreamt up by
Reddit.
some, yeah, basically, that is, that's your folly, bro.
Yeah,
You fell for a classic fucking blunder. This is about as an interesting thought experiment as, I don't know, thinking about fucking anything boring and fucking stupid.
Is otherwise like a good guy and well-meaning, but it specifically takes issue with anybody who knew about its hypothetical creation to go on and help facilitate the creation of that super intelligent computer. Congrats, you now know about its hypothetical creation. What are you going to do in the face of that knowledge, that this hypothetical thing might exist in the future, and in order to get on its good side, you need to start acting now to make sure it does exist. I don't think that's a good reason to not be bigoted towards robots, but if empathy doesn't do the trick for you, maybe a dose of fear will.
Empathy.
So like he's saying that, or if that empathy doesn't work, then fear will, because the robots will become this like hyper kind of powerful thing over humanity.
Yeah.
And so it's a defensive boner, and I'm trying to like fuck my way into the good books of the robots and be seen as in the robot race as like a lover of robots and someone that's
his Coomer behavior is actually heroic, Jake,
and morally like great and good for the future when the future robot discovers that he's been fucking robots all this time and given so much seed to the robot.
To the robots.
You know, so much human DNA
but
and data.
Even then, another thing that kind of irks me about these kind of weird egregore possessed lefty types is the misplaced empathy.
Mm-hmm.
They always seem to have empathy in the wrong place, or it's like a feigned empathy, like a fake empathy. And to see it here is like, again, shocking, but not.
Or
shocking.
like non-consequential empathy.
Yeah, inconsequential empathy. That's what I'm looking for. A kind of empty empathy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
This is just a new sort of terrain for them to project all of their insanity onto. And I say we let them, because it will be quieter in other places if we do.
It'll look real goofy in the future, bro, on your online footprint when you look back on all these fucking robo-loving, fucking retarded takes you put on the internet.
Times where you could have spent quoting a real woman who were like coming all over your fucking keyboard, you know? It's really sad.
That said, it has led to just some insane videos on TikTok.
Maybe he's allergic to women, that's why he's wearing that mask.
And Instagram Reels where people are just going off with all sorts of one-of-a-kind sentences, man. I've never heard a lot of these before.
Get that Clanker bitch off the plane!
Sir, there are children.
Clanker!
My robophobia showing when I'm older. This is like kind of true. If robots ever become sapient, it is very likely that there will be an actual generational divide between us, the older fellas who like didn't have them in our youth, and the current younger generation who are growing up talking
I'm
to...
just saying, I'd be really disappointed if my kid brought home a Clanker, you know. I mean, we already did the interracial.
That is literally implying that like I don't know. It's like he sees
robots are black people.
Not even just that. It's like, oh man, there's, you know, kids are having more and more relationships with robots instead of like human beings, and so we should just prepare for that to continue. Not like
and give them a safe space for their pathology.
Not like this is a bad thing.
Yeah. Oh.
And we need to, what have you done?
Sorry.
Stop doing that. You know. What have you done? Where's all the stuff?
What stuff?
There we go, my mouse.
Oh, yeah.
AI day in and day out on like their phones and shit. There are kids out there who already feel like a bond with the chatbot they talk to on character AI.
It's not healthy. Again,
Yeah,
these people are always trying to sort of normalize pathology, disembodiment, antisocial shit, living in the pod, eating the bugs, jacking off. Like, what the fuck, dude?
This is just the consequence
And then the thing
of...
about these people is they'll be like, why did people vote for Trump? And
Mm-hmm.
why is there a right-wing swinging culture? And it's like, look at you. You're
Mm-hmm.
literally wearing a fucking mask, talking about stroking your cock to curvy fucking robots in your fucking room. And how you're a fucking horrible racist if you don't like your kid, you know, having relationships with chatbots. Like, you're actually crazy. You should be institutionalized. Like, literally institutionalized. And yeah, I just hate that. I feel bad for Americans because their culture is caught between the really like retarded right-wing shit show that's happening right now and people like this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I wouldn't want to be sorry.
do you want to finish it off?
Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're interested in learning more about the Peter Thiel stuff, especially the sort of weird eschatological occult aspect of it, Late Stage Babylon is definitely the
Up your
book for
street.
you this winter. So go pre-order. It's absolutely everywhere, and I very much appreciate it. We'll catch you guys